What was it like working with Aaron Sorkin?
It was an experience of working with someone who's very loves words very much, and of course, if you love words, you love what's underneath the words, behind the words, in front of the words, around them. Um, he's a very, as most writers are, he's a shy man and lives very vividly in his own imagination and life. So he's not a social man or used to dealing with large groups of people around him other than his own writing teams. Um, and that's not a negative at all, but one, 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 one was conscious that his main concern was getting the words and the situation that he'd imagined exactly as he'd imagined it, and then he was happy. So it was it's it's a job of serving that. It's not a job where you're asked to come as a fellow creator so much. I have no problem with that. It's a job, you know, where you serve this man's vision of the story that he's lived with for a long time. So I was happy for that, and just trying to figure out what he wanted and answer that. And he seemed to be happy.
And you were alive during when this trial happened. Can you tell me what you remember about that time?
Well, I was about 8 years old in '68, so I don't remember a lot about it. I'm afraid my parents were liberal, but we were English living in America. I mostly remember from that year the death of Robert Kennedy, and as a little boy taking my wagon and acting out his funeral on in the school grounds where my parents were teachers. Um, uh, but I've heard more about it as I've become older. But it was just fantastic to read about it and experience it through the script and through the set. And particularly, I was very moved to learn about the Black Panthers and what noble ideas they had, and fully justified ideas. They'd been presented to me in a much more frightening light than they deserved. And I only wish that they'd been listened to and not treated so badly at that time. We'd be in a better place now.
So tell me, your performance is so strong in this. What was the preparation that you did for your character?
Oh, you know, I just try and find out what the person wants and what the obstacles are that are stopping them getting what they want, and uh, you know, and come out and try and be as believable as possible, particularly when it's a wonderful man like William Kunstler, who I fell in love with and came to admire so much. Um, and I know that his family is still alive, members of his family are still alive. So I was very keen to try and do him justice.
The cast is full of such heavyweights. What was it like working with all of them and the preparation they brought to their roles?
Well, every actor works differently. That's the lovely thing, you know. Even if you go to the same school, you come out with different techniques, different things that convince you that you are believable, um, different experiences. So it was a lot of fun. It's the nicest part of the job, really, is that you get to meet many different people who are painting or playing their music, so to speak, in different ways, and you learn a lot. You learn a lot, yeah, and it's always it's a very encouraging thing, just some in human activity, to see the ability of actors to work together, even though they may be working in very different ways, but to very quickly develop ways of trusting each other and working together. We certainly need more of that.